Okay, so I woke up and saw that there was a new episode of Hollywood Babylon on, and I started listening to it. Now, apparently they decided to start talking about, douchebags in our society, which there's a lot of, and the problem comes down to a matter of two different topics I'm going to bring up. Now, the first topic is of course, our heroes. Now, just because somebody is in the social eye does not make them a hero. Okay? Any celebrity is not a hero. Now, there are celebrities that do go out of their way, which, if you watch Babylon religiously like I do, you know that they do a segment called The Hollywood Helper, where people go out of their way to actually be kind, decent, human fucking beings, which is what we all need to strive to be. But the problem comes down to a matter of, you have 6- and 7-year-old little girls looking up to, like, Miley Cyrus and fucking Kim Kardashian. No, stop that fucking bullshit. You know fucking why? Because those dumb bitches are nothing more than exactly that. Dumb fucking bitches, okay? They do nothing for our society other than make women, and especially young, impressionable teenage girls, think that being a dumb, cum-guzzling slut is a good fucking thing. And it's not. It really isn't. And mind you, I'm not being a dickish prude, because, believe me, when it comes to sexuality, express it as much as possible. But there is a time and a place for everything. Okay, there really is. Now, when it comes down to a hero, it shouldn't be any old jackass celebrity. Now, like I said, Kevin Smith is one of my heroes. Now, yes, he is any old jackass celebrity when you stop to think about it, but at the same time, he went out of his way to take his own money, put his friends in a movie that he decided to make, because he felt like making that movie was a really good damn idea. And, when it comes down to the first Clerks, yes, that's heroic. In fact, it gave him a career. The fact that I'm jobless, at rock bottom, and I have an idea for a book and everything, or at least a story. My mom keeps bringing up fucking J.K. Rowling's and how the fact that she was quite literally poor, had no money, no nothing, trying to support her and her kid, and she would quite literally write down the Harry Potter books on napkins, and then once she was able to actually get everything sorted out, she sat down and wrote the fucking book out, and now she's like a gazillionaire. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. Like, that's heroic at the end of the day. The fact that Kim Kardashian went out, purposely made a fucking sex tape, oh no, accidentally leaked it to the internet, oh god, somebody save me, and now all of a sudden went from being some jackass behind the scenes who made clothes to now she's in the public eye giving people fucking opinions. Fuck you! Don't get me wrong. Yes, that's a good marketing campaign to make yourself, give yourself a career in the public's eye. Here's the problem with that. Now people are going to listen to your dumb jackass opinions on fucking nothing. Now, don't get me wrong, I have dumb jackass opinions. Some of you have seen my channel. I have dumb jackass opinions, and I will admit to that. But if I ever become a famous celebrity, and I want you guys to replay this if I ever start doing some stupid shit like Gwyneth Paltrow telling people not to take their children to go get fucking vaccinated. No! No! You play this shit for me and remind me that I'm being a dumb, stupid, jackass fuckbag. Okay? This is goddamn retarded, okay? It really fucking is. A hero is somebody in the military. Somebody who did a fucking firefighter who will run into a burning building to save 2 cats and a fucking goldfish from, like, a 13-story walk-up and ran up 13 flights of stairs to get a fucking 2 cats and a goddamn goldfish from a burning building. That's a fucking hero. A police officer who actually does his job, and believe me, lately we've had a bunch of dumb jackass fucking cops going on fucking killing rampages, but that's because the police force hasn't been actually doing... Technically, every time that you're involved in any form of traffic, anything, you're actually supposed to go as an officer and have a psych eval done to make sure that you're okay and you're cleared to get back into the line of duty. Most of these people have seen way too many goddamn fucking cop movies where the police officers well past being fucking insane, and they start doing some crazy shit like, I don't know, taking an M16 and shooting down a fucking helicopter. You know what I mean? They've seen Die Hard one too many times. They've watched Bad Boys too many times. They've seen Point Break, well, the original Point Break, too many goddamn times. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like the movie Hot Fuzz, which I know Simon Pegg's in a bunch of bullshit, but it's still one of those good movies, where it shows that if you go out of your way to watch fucking action movies where the cop is like a super cop, you know, damn near RoboCop status, fucking immune to bullets, and can go out and just start shooting up motherfuckers and saving lives, quote, saving lives by destroying 13 cars, blowing up a building, and shooting 13 suspects in the back of the head. Then they see that in the movies and they're like, oh, well, fuck, maybe that's... No, it's a movie. It's fake. It's fantasy. It's to distract you from the fact that people are dying, the fact that people are so poor that they have to live out of their cars, the fact that people have no food to eat. You spend, you know, $5, $10, $15, $20,000 to go out and fucking see a movie because, of course, you know, a soda, some popcorn, fuck, a pretzel sounds good, some nachos to go with it, then when you got extra cheese for your pretzel. Now I'm getting hungry. Anyway, the point is that as soon as we start eliminating douchebags from the world, life can go back to being fucking normal. And the problem with eliminating douchebags is we do have too many vaccinations. We do have too much medicine to save lives. Sometimes you have to allow the idiots to get themselves killed so that way then the actual best and the brightest can continue on and actually make a species better. There's a reason why certain things happen. Okay? In nature, before humans came along and started controlling their environment, if you were in the forest and a deer was in the middle of eating a fucking leaf off the ground, and a fucking cougar were to walk up and fucking eat that, and then a bear were to chase it off so that way then it could eat some of it, and then the remains were picked off by fucking vultures and, you know, goddamn wild coyotes, so be it. That shit happened. Now we have to keep every single animal apart. Why can't we do the same thing for humans? Now, I'm not saying segregation for race or any of that bullshit because, you know, the whole race card is being played way too goddamn much. You gotta stop to think. This country was founded during a time when slavery was, you know, acceptable. You know, slaves have been used to do all kinds of shit for hundreds of thousands of years, okay? And yes, it's bullshit, and yes, it's fucking retarded, but that's not what I'm talking about, okay? And I'm not talking about the segregation of, oh, well, let's keep all the criminals and, you know, one portion of the country away from people, and let's keep everybody who's, you know, a normal law-abiding citizen away from people, but make sure that the people that are breaking rules and not getting caught... No. I'm saying we take an IQ test, okay? At the age of 22, you have to take an IQ test. And if your IQ is at 100 or below, which, mind you, the average IQ of the human populace is around 100. So if you have 100 or below, you're stuck working these certain jobs, you're stuck doing this certain bullshit, and you're pretty much stuck living in certain portions of certain areas. Anybody with a certain IQ, like we'll say maybe 105 to 115, they get something else. Because at the end of the day, there used to be this thing known as survival of the fittest. Doesn't exist anymore. I could go outside right now to go get the mail for my parents, since I'm living at my dad's house, so I can go and get it for my dad and stepmom. And when I go outside to get the mail, some asshole with an IQ of 12 who's binge drinking because he just got the fuck off of work could go driving down the fucking street and hit my ass as I'm trying to go get to, you know, my mail in the mailbox to see if, you know, there's a possibility of my unemployment has come in, or, you know, if a job opportunity is, you know, something's been written in, or maybe I got new bills. Who knows? Life hasn't fucked me enough yet. Because believe me, I'm at rock bottom, but I'm not completely there yet. I haven't hit the sharp shards yet. I've just kind of bounced off the side of the cliff a few times. I can survive that. You know, shit happens to people every fucking day, and sometimes it's stupid shit. From stupid people. Like Donald Trump. We'll save that for later, maybe. But again, when it comes right down to it, survival of the fittest meant if you were so fucking stupid that you decided to go and poke a grizzly bear with a stick, and that grizzly bear got up and ate you, sorry, you're gone. You can't contaminate the rest of the gene pool with stupidity. At the same time, if you're a fat fuck like me, and you're out in the middle of a hunt, and you're hunting buffalo, which is what we all used to do a long, long time ago. Used to hunt buffalo and cow and random shit like that, you know, weren't quite domesticated the way that they are now. And a mountain lion were to start chasing everybody. If you were too fat and slow, and you couldn't get away, and the mountain lion killed your ass, sorry. Even though you're intelligent, you weren't fast enough. Thus, that allowed the human species to become bigger and better and faster and stronger. Because even though there were times when you couldn't, you know, if you weren't smart enough to get shit done, you didn't make it. There was this thing, right? Way back in about the Renaissance period. What was it called? It was called something. Oh, right, the Black Plague. Right? And what's funny about the Black Plague is that at the time the Black Plague was going around, something else was going around too, called dysentery. And what's funny about dysentery was that meant nobody was washing their hands. You were quite literally shitting, and then walk 2 steps and continue preparing a meal, because you kept your toilet near where your food was stored, and you would get sick. If you could survive that shit, holy fuck. You got to continue living, which meant you got to continue fucking, which meant you got to continue reproducing, because at the time they didn't exactly have, you know, condoms or the pill or any form of birth control like that. So you could actually continue and, you know, allow more and more of our species to survive different viruses. Now, we've made that easier, so it's harder for you to get sick through different medicines and shit, but at the same time, that also means stupid people continue to walk among us. And some of them can become celebrities. And then those celebrities can go out and be like, hey, I made a sex tape. And you guys all love that sex tape. I'm getting a TV show because I have a sex tape. And then once they get that TV show, they could teach impressionable youth stupid shit like, make sure you wear pants that are 6 sizes so small that not only does your pussy hang out, but we can see your underwear through your pants, because that's what guys want to see. And then we wonder why it is that there's so many fucking pedophiles running around in today's society. Not even joking. Where I live at, there's a park nearby. Somebody posted something on Facebook the other day that stated that there was a couple guys acting really suspicious and in fact are known pedophiles. They were walking around the park trying to talk to children. Shit happens. Now, I don't exactly blame the pedophiles for this one. You know, the fact that they were easily able to, you know, talk a small child into, you know, following them down towards the bathrooms and shit. But, if there was no parental supervision, there's where your stupidity is. Right there. I'm not blaming everybody for this shit, but I'm blaming everybody for this shit. If you're dumb enough to let your kid go down to the park by his goddamn self, and yes, I say his, because they were talking to a small boy. Anyway, so not only were these 2 pedophiles talking to a small boy, but at the same time, as far as I know, the parents were nowhere to be fucking found. And believe me, coming out of a relationship with a woman who had a kid, getting some time in for some fucking, yeah, that's a little difficult. So here, Timmy, you know, go down to the park. Come back in a half an hour. Mommy and Daddy only need 5-10 minutes, but come back in a half hour. Mommy and Daddy want to get some shit done around the house. No, that can't happen anymore. This isn't the fucking 60s and 70s when nobody gives a fuck about their child. If their child runs off, oh well, I got 3 more to look just like him. We're really gonna miss Dave. It's fucking mind-numbingly retarded how people act and think nowadays. You know, you gotta take the right precautions. But at the same time, on top of needing to take the right precautions for certain shit, you also need to sit down and make sure that your child doesn't become a fucking retard like most of society is today. And on top of making sure that, your child isn't a retard like most of society today, you need to actually teach your children the difference between a celebrity and a hero. That's it for me. I'll talk to you guys later.